Look at any modern map of the universe. You will see bright, glowing galaxies connected by a massive invisible web of purple and blue energy. For decades, the greatest scientific minds on Earth have told us a very specific story. They told us that the stars, the planets, and everything we can physically see or touch make up only 15% of the universe. The other 85%, they claim, is made of a mysterious, invisible substance called dark matter. We are taught that this dark matter is the cosmic glue holding our galaxy together. But what if I told you that it doesn't exist? What if the most famous astrophysical theory of the last 50 years is actually the most expensive mathematical mistake in human history? Today, we are going to expose a massive rebellion brewing inside the scientific community. A rebellion that is threatening to tear down the legacy of Albert Einstein. We are going to look at why thousands of physicists are finally waking up to the terrifying possibility that we have spent billions of dollars chasing a phantom. And later in this video, we will reveal the forbidden equation that fixes our broken universe without a single drop of dark matter. But before we destroy the greatest illusion in modern science, I need to pause for just 1 second. If you prefer the brutal, uncomfortable truth over mainstream scientific dogma, hit the subscribe button right now. We are building the most rebellious, free-thinking space community on YouTube. Now, let's look at the grand lie. To understand why the scientific establishment invented dark matter, we have to go back to the 1970s. Astronomers were looking at the way spiral galaxies like our own Milky Way rotate in the dark of space. According to the unbreakable laws of gravity, established by Isaac Newton and perfected by Albert Einstein, the stars at the very edge of a spinning galaxy should be moving much slower than the stars near the center. But when we actually measured them, the outer stars were moving impossibly fast. They were spinning so violently that, according to our math, the gravity of the visible galaxy shouldn't be enough to hold them. The stars should be flying off into deep space. The galaxy should literally tear itself apart. Faced with this terrifying paradox, scientists had 2 choices. Choice number 1, admit that Einstein and Newton were wrong and that we don't actually understand how gravity works on a cosmic scale. Choice number 2, invent an invisible, undetectable ghost mass to make the math work perfectly. Human ego is a powerful thing. The scientific community chose the ghost. They called it dark matter, and so began the most expensive, desperate, wild goose chase in the history of human civilization. For the last 40 years, governments have poured billions of dollars into finding this invisible glue. They built colossal, multi-billion-dollar underground laboratories deep inside abandoned mines. They buried massive titanium tanks filled with liquid xenon, shielding them from cosmic rays under thousands of feet of solid rock. Generations of brilliant physicists have sat in these claustrophobic underground bunkers, staring at computer screens in the dark, waiting for a single dark matter particle to bump into a xenon atom and prove they were right. Decades have passed, and they have found absolutely nothing. Zero. absolute silence. But instead of admitting defeat, the establishment just kept building bigger, more expensive detectors. They refused to let go of the phantom. But in recent years, and specifically with explosive new studies published in 2024, a rogue faction of astrophysicists decided they had enough. They asked the forbidden question, what if there is no missing matter? What if our understanding of gravity is just completely broken? They resurrected a highly controversial theory known as MOND, or Modified Newtonian Dynamics. The concept is brutal, elegant, and terrifying to the scientific mainstream. It suggests that gravity is not a universal constant. It suggests that when you reach the incredibly vast, empty edges of a galaxy, the rules of reality physically change. Gravity simply stops acting the way Einstein predicted. When you apply this modified, shifting gravity to our computer models, the impossible spinning of the galaxies suddenly makes perfect sense. The math works flawlessly. No invisible particles required. No billions of dollars spent in underground bunkers. No dark matter. Just a universe where the laws of physics are fluid, strange, and highly dependent on where you are standing. So, why is this theory so heavily suppressed? Why does the mention of MOND start literal shouting matches in university halls? Because if dark matter is a lie, it means that thousands of PhDs, thousands of research papers, and entire scientific careers have been built on a hallucination. It means the textbooks are wrong. It means the legacy of our greatest physicists is flawed. We are so terrified of the unknown that we would rather invent a magical, invisible substance that makes up 85% of the universe, rather than admit that our fundamental equations are broken. The universe does not care about our math. It operates on its own brutal, incomprehensible logic. Dark matter might just be the psychological comfort blanket of the scientific world. And that blanket is finally starting to catch fire. If you want to discover the other massive cover-ups and terrifying anomalies hiding in deep space, click the video on your screen right now. The nightmare is far from over.